Hello and welcome to All Things Banjo with Magnus Vik. Today we're looking some more at the forward roll, and we're going to combine it with the left hand in an etude or an exercise so that we get the forward roll in a musical context. Last time we looked only at the right hand, which is good to have. Now we're going to add some left hand to it. So I'll play through this exercise for you at first. So this exercise combines the forward roll with square roll and boom chuck and uses slides in the left hand. And when we practice this, I often like to isolate each bar that is hard and loop it so that we try and practice the hard things and get comfortable with those. So let's look at the first line first. It sounds like So let's look at the first bar. It starts with a slide from the 2nd fret to the 5th fret. But if that is a little awkward to you, you can keep your middle finger on the 5th fret and do it without the slide at first. So we try that and only get comfortable with the pattern, which is and then with the slide it'll be Let's do the next bar in the same way. It's the same pattern, I've just moved my thumb and my index finger. Good. Now if you can play those two, let's try and put them together. So that involves you having to move your thumb and your index to the next pair of strings. And that will be like this. Third bar uses the same pattern. Here we start on the 2nd string, the B string, and it sounds like this. This line ends with a little bit of a lick, which involves some sliding, a forward roll and a backward roll, which we haven't covered yet, but I think you'll get it. Starts on the thumb. So let's do that a couple of times. Moving on to the next line, that uses only the boom chuck and the square roll with a little bit of sliding. So if you went through the boom chuck and the square roll, I think you're well prepared for this. So we'll just do the second line a couple of times. Good. So the next line is the same as the first line. Then we come to the fourth line, which uses the forward roll, a little like we did in the right hand only exercise, and some of the backward roll and some of the square roll. So I think you're well prepared to do this one, and it sounds like this. Here too, I'd like to try and loop the first two bars, because that makes sense musically to have them repeated and practice only those two. Good. And then it ends with a combination of some of the rolls we did earlier, forward, a little backward, and square roll. So we'll do the last two bars repeated too. It sounds like this. Alright, so let's try and play this whole exercise together in the end, a little slow. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Good. So when you're practicing this, try and do as we did. Take the hard parts and try and repeat them in a way that works for you, so that you isolate the things that are difficult and practice them more, and then you'll get through it, I'm pretty sure. So good luck with this, and see you in the next lesson.